It's like Fast Times at Richmond High, if you remember that, Josh.
Yeah.
I hope he got a hell of a piss, Dexter.
Outside the den, inside the barn, Motor City Pride. We've been waiting long. Mic check 1 2, podcast booth tight. Been breaking down plays every Sunday night. From the den, we step to the bar, we roll. Analyzing film clips, how the story's told. Lions on the rise.
All right, welcome back, One Pride, to episode 13, going into week 13 of the 2025 NFL season of Outside the Den, Inside the Barn, the podcast made by Lions fans for all of you Lions fans out there, and you won Eagles and Giants fans. Shout out Luna and Philly Zach. My name is Jake. Who walked past me is Crazy Play Steve himself. We got cousin Lyle right next to me, big brother Josh right over there. Breaking Brad is on the phone this episode. You'll hear from him very shortly. And fellas, we are back for this week, and to start this week, it is a holiday week. We will be talking about the game upcoming on Thursday, the annual Thanksgiving game. But to do that, we'll have a little bit of a themed term of the week.
I pass the knowledge down to you. Break it simple, make it true. Every week.
All right, so today's term of the week is going to be Turkey Bowl. You're not really going to see a Turkey Bowl on Thursday, but if you as a Lions fan watching today, you may have a Turkey Bowl in your backyard. What a Turkey Bowl is a term for a game that is held on Thanksgiving, generally two-hand touch. If you have really aggressive family members, maybe it ends up into tackle football, but it's really just, a bunch of family, friends playing football together. Thanksgiving is a day of togetherness and good food, and, you want to burn those calories, and what's the best way than putting,
coming up with an ant
I'm
name.
trying to think that doesn't offend an actual aunt.
Aunt
Your aunt or uncle right into the ground, the little cousin, you come out, come as Bam Bam Cam Chancellor, the little kid thinks he's good at football, you put him in the dirt. I'm just kidding. That is a joke. But yeah, so Turkey Bowl, I can't remember a single time we've spent a lot of Thanksgivings together. I've spent Thanksgivings with both of you, both at the Lions game for the majority of my life, as well as, coming late to, Papa and Grandma Chris's house,
Mm-hmm.
I
feel like there's been nice enough weather to maybe go out and shoot some hoops before.
We shot hoops. I think we played pickleball once early on,
like that.
Before
but yeah,
all the rich white people in Ann Arbor took that sport over.
Yeah, but I can't remember us ever getting the football out and tossing it around.
Yeah. So, and we could change that, but as every year goes, Josh and I will be at the game since 2006.
Yeah, and I said I wasn't going to make those games. I made the commitment, but that just happened to be the year where the guy that sat next to me said, I'm not going to make it to the game. I'm going to have an extra ticket. Would you like it? And so that's when I'm like, okay, I'll get everything set and ready for because I love cooking Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
The whole meal.
You wouldn't know it looking at him, Josh.
Yeah, I kind of eat.
He can cook.
Yeah. Anyways, so I had everything ready. Janine put everything in the oven at the right time. I had timers and all that other set for, not that she can't do it herself, but I'm one of those, got to have the corn in by this time, mashed potatoes by this time.
A dictator, I see.
Well, no, you got to plan.
I don't think we can say that on YouTube.
No?
Shane Bowen.
Yeah, Shane.
Oh no, Matt
No.
LaFleur. Matt LaFleur.
Matt LaFleur. Yeah. So, anyways, I wasn't going to go, and then we decided, okay, well, we'll just have it later that evening and stuff like that. Now we've moved it to Wednesday nights just to make it a lot easier. So we're full by the next day.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's your Turkey Bowl. It's a game usually held in the backyard between friends and family on Thanksgiving. It's a day of eating, togetherness, family, and for us, football, because there's 3 Thanksgiving games. And yeah, so generally football it's one of the days most people watch football besides every other Sunday or every Sunday. But that is your term of the week, Turkey Bowl.
Montgomery running through the defensive wall. St. Brown catching every single call.
All right, so really quick to review. We did play this past Sunday, literally yesterday, because we were recording this on Monday, November 24th, because we have an upcoming Thursday night game. The Detroit Lions defeated the lowly, now 2-10 New York Giants in overtime, 34-27. Really quick overcap. I'm assuming you guys didn't talk stats.
Nope.
Okay.
Didn't cover any of that.
So we're going to quickly recap some stats, and then we're going to get into some discussion of the game. Let's talk to the Lions because we don't care about the Giants. No offense, Luna. Jared Goff, 28 for 42 passing, 279 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, was sacked 3 times for a 91.3 rating. You had Jahmyr Gibbs putting up an Offensive Player of the Year type performance. 15 rushes for 219 yards. That's a 14.6 average, 2 rushing touchdowns. Longest rush of 69 yards in overtime. Nice. Amon-Ra St. Brown surging on back for 9 catches for 149 yards, 16.6 average on a carry or a catch, 1 single touchdown, a longest catch of 30 yards. They're on 13 targets, only 4 missed passes there. Unfortunately, 1 kind of big drop. Jahmyr Gibbs also tacked on an additional 45 yards on 11 catches for a touchdown. Really awesome reach over as he was falling out of bounds. Khalif Raymond had 2 catches for 37 yards. Brock Wright had 3 catches for 29 yards. David Montgomery also had 3 catches for 19 yards. Tesla and Jamison also had a couple of targets each, did not make their catches. Noticeably, Thomas Harper, backup safety playing for Kirby Joseph, got an interception, and as well as Aiden Hutchinson getting the, I believe, lone sack in the game, which once again, Luna called out the offensive line of the performance. Giants fan Luna called it out pretty well. But Aiden Hutchinson getting the crucial sack on the final play of the game in overtime on 4th down to cause a turnover on downs and therefore a Lions victory. However, because Lyle and I were running late today, we are going to cut right away to Breaking Brad, and Big Brother Josh is there going to talk about and review the game as well as give, we can't stop Brad from doing what he does. So he's going to preview a little bit into the Green Bay game, but that's okay. So we'll cut to that right in 3, 2.
All right, to get him back on the show this week, Brad's calling in early. Breaking Brad, how's it going?
That's going good. How are you?
Oh, not too bad. Obviously, nice win helps make the week a little bit better. But
Yeah, I was worried. It's funny. I didn't really see much of the game live because Adele was playing basketball and she was in the championship game, and that was nearing its end as regulation was nearing its end for the Lions, and I'm like going back and forth because I'm trying to record some, but obviously Gibbs really saved the day in a lot of ways, which he's capable of, and you saw like Barkley kind of do that last year for Philadelphia, and but yeah, it's obviously this is one of those wins where it feels like a loss, and so it's just I've lost a little confidence in what's going to happen on Thursday because let's face it, the schedule changes. Dan Campbell is a very detailed and structured and habits are everything kind of guy, and this Thanksgiving weekend has been a sore spot for him because he gets out of his norm, and he's got a 1-3 record on Thanksgiving, so that worries me, and it worries me that the Lions aren't playing real well right now. It's not like the Packers are playing great, but they did play better against Minnesota, obviously, than we did, and what they've been playing in the past. But hey, 7-4 is not a bad record. I don't think they have a chance to get in the number 1 seed at this point. So it's all about winning the division, and there's no bigger game than Thursday.
Yeah, just a couple things in response to what you're saying there. If you look at how they played against, the same opponents that we did, really the Giants, they kind of played tough. Everybody was, I think, went in there, looking at the money line, looking at the spread, and they just kind of had that expectation that we were just going to go in and just destroy these guys. Now, understanding they just fired their head coach, and they had essentially their backup plan, but he was a high round, wasn't he, number 1 draft pick?
He was the first pick of the draft in 15, and Goff was the first pick of the draft 16.
Yeah. So here you got, and here comes Jake walking in. So yeah. But anyways, yeah. So the Giants aren't pushovers, and they kind of played them tough, and so and in regards to the Vikings, it could be JJ McCarthy was essentially just a one-hit wonder. I mean, I just saw something that said if he would have spiked the ball every play of the game, his rating would have been higher.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? So
yeah, the crazy part is he did it against our defense and the Giants. Granted, the Giants two of the touchdowns were trick plays that you don't really plan for, and it's almost amazing we didn't get to the guy throwing it. We almost sacked the guy throwing it both times, and we just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But to your point, Josh, yeah, the Giants have a fantastic defensive line. And they have played everybody tough. And I mean, one of their wins is against the Eagles, the champ.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're the super bad team. It's more like they're probably not as well coached as some of the teams. They've had sort of a carousel at the quarterback position all year, but they've been in games and they lost their best running back too, with Jadabo.
Yeah.
I mean, he was playing really good football too. But again, they didn't have their best quarterback. They didn't have their coach. They didn't have. Of course, when you get your coach fired, it seems like that's more of a good thing for some teams than bad thing. I mean, think about it. So many teams come out, fired up and ready to go the week after their coach gets fired. And in their case, it was against the Packers, and they almost beat the Packers.
Yep.
So it's for a 2-10 team, that's a pretty darn good football team.
Yeah. Well, and that wasn't the only coach that ended up getting fired. Their defensive coordinator got canned shortly thereafter. So,
I was surprised about that because I really thought the Giants' defense played the Lions' offense really well. The only thing they didn't play well is Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah. Well, if you, it was kind of funny. Something I read as well on that overtime. Really one play. One of their best D tackles was in the bathroom. So, that might have opened some stuff up, but you've seen some of this.
He was in the bathroom?
Yeah.
Was he in the bathroom? Jeez. You really had to go, huh?
Yeah, you gotta go.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah. We're kind of recording a segment since he's gonna be short, so but
as he went, so did Jahmyr Gibbs.
Well, the nice thing about it is Amon-Ra walked right up to Gibbs and said, "Score on this," and he did. And then you also have Sewell. I don't know if you've seen any of the clips where he's pretty much putting his hands up as touchdown as soon as Gibbs got I'm sorry, Jake's not on. Here we go.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the sights and sounds.
Yeah. So when some of it they kind of leaked a little bit, and if Crazy Play Steve comes on, I tell you what,
he's on as well. He's supposed to be here tonight.
It is going to be one of those Twilight Zone moments.
Oh, have you already talked to him about it?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
No, it's already done, already passed. It's So, anyways, but yeah, so that we didn't play the best. But again, go back to the Vikings game. We didn't play the best game. Matter of fact, we probably played our worst game, and the Vikings played their best game, and they barely won. And now all of a sudden, JJ McCarthy's got a concussion, and he's not going to be starting for them anytime soon, is my guess. Some of that might have to do with Justin Jefferson being a little bit irritated with him, but I don't know. I didn't watch the Vikings game, but. So, the upcoming game we got.
When we go to Ford Field, we really can't watch any game, to be fair.
Yeah. So, but the game coming up is going to be definitely one of those ones that's going to really shape the rest of the season.
It's going to really make or break the season for sure.
Yeah.
So.
I think it's going to determine, because you probably saw Friday at 3:00, the Bears
play who?
The Eagles.
Eagles? Oh. I don't know. We're hearing some feedback or something. You can take out? Oh, that's him.
Brad, Brad, we can barely hear you, buddy.
Yeah, you're all muffled.
Brad, we still can't hear you, man.
Yeah. I don't think he can hear us. Brad, can you hear us? Brad?
Hi, Dad.
And they have
There you
something
go.
like a 5-2 record in the NFC, where the Lions have a 4-3 record in the NFC.
Yeah. Hey,
And so that's something like that.
yeah. Just a heads up. Probably the last minute or so, you went all muffled. So
Yeah,
we didn't quite pick it up.
Brad, the last thing we heard clearly was this Friday at 3, the Bears play, or the Eagles play and then it cut out. So the
Yeah.
Bears, right?
Yeah.
Oh, hello?
Hello.
Yeah.
Can you hear us now?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Somehow it switched my phone to the
Oh, man.
actual phone instead of the car.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was. So, yeah.
But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is I think the Niners they're likely to hold that tiebreaker over the Lions with the Lions NFC record.
Mm.
So that's gonna that's gonna be tough. Now the Niners play tonight, and so we're really hoping the Panthers beat the Niners tonight.
Yeah.
That would put Lions in the 7th spot tonight.
Yeah. Hey, and one of the things that that I also noticed too, this is goes along with, trying to think, okay, did the scheduling, NFL scheduling, screw us in this situation? But it's actually kind of funny because obviously the Packers and the Lions played yesterday.
Yeah. They're both on a short week.
Yep, they're both on a short week, followed by us playing, the Cowboys, who also played yesterday, and they will be playing on Thanksgiving on a short week, and obviously us playing them. So we're really kind of equally playing against, banged up.
Neither team has an advantage as far as the schedule goes, which is good, right?
Yep.
We don't want to play anybody fresh on a short week.
Yep.
So that's good.
Yep. So that's a bit of
like,
an
oh my
advantage.
God, imagine playing a Thursday night game if the team had a bye the previous night before. I don't know if they do that. I'd have to check the schedule, but that'd be ridiculous.
Well, then we know the shenanigans are really up. So
yeah.
Well, from the Packers, we talked about the Bears. The Bears, in my opinion, should only win one more game the rest of the year, and that's against the Browns.
Yeah.
And if you look at who they beat and who they got to play next, I mean, they got the Eagles, they got the Lions, they got the Packers twice.
They got a really tough schedule.
They got a tough schedule. But the Packers, they play all NFC North teams, with it twice being the Bears, once against the Vikings, once against the Lions, and then their other 2 games are tough games as well, at Denver and home against the Ravens.
Yeah. So
it's not like they have I'd say the Lions got the easiest schedule out of those 3 teams.
Yeah.
But again, the Lions will control the North if they win on Thursday.
Yeah, that would be preferred.
Yeah, I mean, we just need the Bears and Packers start dropping games, and the Lions really can't really afford to lose any more games.
And so the obviously, like we were talking earlier, the Giants aren't a pushover team, but at the same time, I think the Lions sometimes do tend to play down to the the caliber of their opponent.
Last year they didn't. Yeah. Last year they 50 bombed every really bad team.
And that's where we kind of are a little spoiled. Our expectations are a little high, which it's understandable in my opinion. I don't think anybody would think that we necessarily regressed much. I mean, obviously we had, some situations with, injuries last year, and of course now we have it this year. But did you see the news today on who was a full participant in practice?
No, not yet.
You didn't?
Are you talking about Arnold?
Yep.
I mean, my guess is they just gave her a day off.
Davenport got to be close as well.
Yeah, they started today.
They're throwing McNeil on the edge, and you got to figure with Pascal and Davenport coming back, that's going to give them some more edge help, which would be good. But to your point, Josh, Dan Campbell, I'm sure you saw the Dan Campbell interview today. He kind of said, I like what he said, is like, maybe this is just how this year's going. And we just got to find ways to win and just live with that kind of play, because 15-2 was great last year, but it really sucked getting bounced in the first round.
Yeah.
So it's like, would you rather be 15-2 and get bounced in the first round, or maybe struggle all year and then kind of get all the kinks out where in the playoffs you're ready to You know, you're maybe a little more on edge, and you're maybe a little bit more focused because you're not as confident that you're going to walk out of that building with a win.
You go in with the instead of we're world beaters, we're we got to put on our game faces, and of course watching a game last night, and of course you hear the name Kendall Vildor pop up, and you just have flashbacks, PTSD on that game. But anyways, well, matter of fact, yeah.
The rules have changed in the overtime, obviously, where both teams get a chance. But last night or yesterday kind of reminded me of a Packers game way back when Brett Favre walked out there in overtime, and it was Greg Jennings. One pass to Greg Jennings. Oh. And I remember they made a catch out of that too, because the woman was like pregnant, and the husband was like, "Hey, you gotta get to the hospital." She's like, "I gotta watch this. I got to watch this." And then he goes past. I'm so glad I waited. You know what I mean? And that was like I mean, I'm watching the game. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give him the first side, and then literally, as he was 20 yards down the field, I'm like, oh, he's gone. Even mom was like watching it on my phone.
Yeah, you must have switched over again, Brad.
Oh, you're right. So that moment in itself was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
We agree with everything you said, Brad.
Sorry, I keep my phone.
Yeah, it keeps messing
going
up. Yeah. Okay, so
I don't know if you heard all that, but yeah.
No, not really. But while you were talking, I was trying to find the practice report today, and Marcus Davenport, Miles Frazier, and Josh Pascal all full practice.
Yeah, we're definitely going to talk. We're going to bring this back up when Lyle gets here. But for me, it felt like, because Terrion Arnold's right, he had a concussion, and he could have probably came back this week, maybe. But why rush him back when you have an NFC North matchup, and especially against the Giants, who were like 2-9?
Yeah,
it's like, why are you rushing one of your better players back against the stupid Giants, who's without Malik Neighbors, who's without their starting quarterback, who's without their, CTE, incarnate as a human being, and Cam Scatterbo back? Like, why are you rushing back a top corner? Although, you can still argue they rushed DJ Reed back, but I think it was generally good as long as he didn't, and it didn't look like he got too banged up, but it's like, it's good to get him a game under his belt.
Yeah.
Because he's been out way longer than Terrion's been out.
Yeah.
So
good reps to get.
Reed did not play many snaps though. He only played about half of the snaps.
Yeah, so he was on a snap count. So even then, it was just, hey, get your feet in the water. Get ready for a much better opponent. Because I believe the Packers also sat a handful of their good players. Quay Walker, I don't think, played yesterday. Brad, correct me if I'm wrong. I didn't watch the Packers game. Quay Walker didn't play. I don't think Josh Jacobs played. No, yeah, Josh Jacobs didn't play because I had to sit him in fantasy. So they rushed. Quay Walker is their best
they're
linebacker.
All expected to be back for Thursday.
Yeah,
though,
so it sounds like both teams sat some pretty important players, or at least players that probably could have came back. And so that's one thing. And I was talking to Philly Zach on the phone, because we were both lamenting about how poor our teams looked yesterday. Obviously, the Lions came out on top. The Eagles did not against the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah,
but it's one of those things where both teams didn't look great. Thankfully, the Lions came out on top. But that was just Jameis magic. It felt like, more than anything, because it's like a lot of those plays just shouldn't have happened, and somehow Jameis Winston made it happen. And we'll talk more about it in the review. I'm saving kind of my one big takeaway for our actual review. But I do think there was an absence of one player that would have single-handedly would have made all the difference in the world in that game.
Yeah,
so
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. So,
but in some of those plays though too.
Yeah.
Calvin had the headset on, and they were talking on the must have been 97.1 broadcast, and the right tackle for the Giants kept jumping.
Yeah,
like way early.
I had noticed it too. Yeah. So
they kept pointing it out too on the.
I don't want to blame the refs for that one. Some of those
that one floater. Yeah, he false started on that, and we essentially had him in the end zone, and he just throws it up, and it floats up there for about 8 hours.
Yeah.
Somehow we don't have that ball in our hand.
I mean, but you could see that backup though, the safety, right? Like Kirby would have went for the ball. He would have been looking at the ball the entire time. That guy, not only did he take a bad angle, but that guy was clearly trying to play more like, let me tackle the guy who's about to catch the ball.
Yeah.
But that's something where like you have a ball hawk like Kirby, because Brian Branch isn't a ball hawk, right? He's a cannonball. You have a ball hawk and you have cannonballs, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like this guy is a poor man's. And I think it might have been Harper who missed it. So obviously he had the nice pick later on in the game and stuff. But, it's just one of those things where it was an anomaly type of game. But at the end of the day, and, I'll repeat this in the or at the start of the show, right? Or however you cut this. But
this is going to be a weird one. Yeah.
At the end of the day, the Lions finished pretty strong. They, the offense, did exactly what they did in the Rams overtime game on kind of the polar opposite, right? Big single first play that like, hey, you couldn't stop it, right? Yeah. Like nobody touched Gibbs on that. That was incredible blocking. Obviously Dexter Lawrence not being in that play was awesome. Stupid.
You hear where he was?
Where was he?
The bathroom.
Oh, that's so funny. Holy crap. I love that.
Unless what I read.
That sounds like something Luna would do. He'd go to the bathroom and miss the funniest thing. It was garbage. He has gone to the bathroom and missed some really funny stuff that happened at school that I can't say on the podcast. But he is definitely left to go use the bathroom when we were hanging out and saw and missed things that were like, holy crap, I can't believe you missed that. Can't repeat those, but it's pretty funny.
It's like Fast Times at Richmond High, if you remember that, Josh.
Yeah.
I got a hell of a piss, Dexter.
Now, I've seen Fast Times.
Yeah. Well,
who hasn't?
If what I read was true, it said he was in the bathroom, and I kind of like, okay, well, it is what it is.
It's the New York Giants. Like, you got to expect that from them.
Pretty soon that little blue tent they're gonna have another one that's like gonna be a brown tent.
Dude, here's the thing. Why not put like a porta potty out there? Why not put some type of thing so they don't have to run to the locker room?
Yeah. How are you supposed to relax when the crowd's cheering and anyway?
As long as I'm making I can do it as long as I'm not making eye contact.
Well, somebody's one of the opposing fans is going to be like right next to that tent if they do have the tent. They're like, I can see you pooping.
Yeah. Man, kind of cold in there, huh?
Yeah. What did you eat, man?
Yeah. I didn't have any corn.
I guess some of those guys can take a load.
Yeah.
Well,
but Jake, real quick.
Yeah.
On talking about bad calls, there's no doubt in my mind that Aleem McNeil was blocked in the back on that first touchdown.
Oh yeah. Yeah. They showed it.
He was. I'm like, how did they not call that? That was blatant.
Okay, well let's go to the next level of craziness. Saw today that this is only the second or defensive pass interference our wide receivers have pulled in 2 seasons. We had one last season and now the first one. And the crazy one about that one is they weren't going to call it.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that ref waited 10 seconds to throw that flag. It's almost kind of like, oh, yeah, I guess we should call it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's got to be statistically impossible for us to only have drawn 2 while the rest of the league probably averages drawing 1 or 2 a game. Yeah. I mean, it just can't. Unless our wide receivers are so great, we get such good separation that it can't happen, which I like our wide receivers. I think that they're strong and they do get good separation, but it's not going to happen all the time. I mean, the times that, the JMO, I think it was the second or third one, clearly, and then Gibbs at the end, he had him by the hip. I mean, you got to call that stuff, and this is why the people like me go to the conspiracy theories of. This is a rigged league. As much as I love watching it, it's getting to the point where it's a drama. And I've never watched the TV show Downton Abbey. But at some point, is that what we're gonna get?
Who trampled the lilies during the crumpet tea party thing? Garden, I don't know, something.
No idea.
British. It's something British. Bangers and mash and all that.
Yeah. So, But I mean,
I can't do a British accent.
Obviously my least favorite aspect of the game is when the refs inject themselves in the game, or they go completely absent. Like Three Blind Mice when they should be calling something. So,
well, Terry and Arnold's a Lion, so they,
Yeah.
Terry and Arnold's
you
a
can't guard
Lion.
our receivers, or else they call it.
Yeah, and Brian Branch is a Lion, so that anytime he hits anybody, it's just one of those things. It's so tough because I have this hot take about Brian Branch, and I don't know who I've talked to about it, but I'm starting to more and more likely. I'm starting to become fine with potentially not re-signing him.
Oh, really?
And he is
Brian Branch.
He is arguably the most talented defensive player we have out up there with Campbell and Hutchinson. But man, dude, everyone's going to be looking at you, man. And if you were going to be drawing these penalties, and and once again, even if it's not a penalty, even if it's close or clearly unintentional, it's regardless, you might get a suspension with the unnecessary roughness again. That's what 4 or 5 on the season for him now.
Well, okay, so looking at that when they slowed it down on the Jumbotron, you're like, oh, that looks nasty. But when they played it back at real time, he hadn't caught the ball yet. He was basically trying to break it up, and I get why they threw it. I mean, it looked bad, but
the fact that he look for that, the fact that it happens, and the fact that he constantly is getting these flags, it can lead to a suspension.
Yeah.
And your best ability is availability, and no matter how good you are, if you can't play in the game, you know what? Right? Like we look at a guy like DeAndre Swift, he was supposed to be. And he is, or was as a line, he was electric when he could play the game and he could do it.
Yeah.
But he never could play, so therefore he was, so when he would have what Gibbs had, when Gibbs has a bad game, none of us are there. We'll be like, oh, Gibbs had a bad game. Not, he's bad. Mm-hmm. DeAndre Swift would have a bad game because he'd play, 4 games out of 16, and you're never like, oh, he played a great, oh, he actually did good today. It's always like, nah, Swift sucks. But Swift could ball, man.
Yeah.
So,
man, I think that over time you can overcome that reputation.
Yeah.
For one.
No,
but,
for sure. But he has to then play with gloves on, essentially.
Yeah, well, or he signs with another team like Sue. Did you ever hear anything about Sue after?
No.
Did he just magically become this clean player that or the opposite, I should say? No. Because I still say some of the flags that were thrown on him or his reputation was bogus.
Yeah. I mean, once again, imagine getting glory days, but what freaking hurts, man? Getting your toe stepped on by another fat guy.
Oh yeah,
on the line, it happens all the time. That shit hurts. It hurts getting poked in the eye. It hurts being grabbed around the neck. It's frustrating getting held and not getting a call, and it happens over and over again. And at some point, you sometimes, and especially a guy like Sue, you just lash out because you're sick of it.
Yeah,
right. Because I mean, we see with Hutchinson, he's held on the majority of his plays, right? And it's funny because in a way you kind of can't call holding calls, every single holding call, because then it would be
the game would be
7 hours long because it's all these penalties, right? But at the same time, it's frustrating when nobody's calling it.
Yeah,
or
they call it when it's advantageous to our opponent.
Yeah, and it never feels like it's advantageous for us, right?
Never.
And I think that's the thing is other teams get flags too. All teams get penalties, and it's just obviously we're hyper focused on the Lions, the team we pay the closest attention to. It's the team we get offended the most when we have a flag called on us. But it truly does feel like we never get a truly advantageous penalty in our favor. Every other team does.
And Hutch was held a lot, I thought.
Oh, absolutely.
To your point, Jake, there's a couple plays where they were big plays. And I'm watching Hutch, because I watch Hutch a lot when on the defensive end, because I'm always thinking he can get there, especially in big time third downs. I'm like, okay, Hutch, this is your time.
Yep.
And there's so many times I'm like, man, it's a hold. He's got his arm around his neck, and they're not calling it. But not to change the subject, but I'll tell you, you want a guy the Lions already signed, right? He already got a big contract. James Williams, no catches. Right?
Yep.
And pass block. We wanted 3 took third round picks to get this guy.
Don't get
No
me
catches.
started. This is the whole thing. Sorry, Brad. I'm going to join in on you because I agree with you. This is my whole rant on draft night and what I've had essentially pretty much outside of the preseason is why do you trade 2 third-round picks for a guy you don't use at all?
Well, that's the thing, Jake. We're now in a situation we have to use these guys.
Yeah.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, Khalif Raymond, Brock Wright, Jahmyr Gibbs, those guys were your targets.
Yeah.
We don't have Laporta. Brock Wright's banged up, and now Khalif Raymond's out. We have to use Jameson Williams. He's such a freaking weapon.
Yeah.
We have to use Tesla. Now, my theory on Tesla is he's not getting the separation he needs for Goff to throw the ball.
Yeah.
But that's also Goff, I don't think, feels very comfortable with him.
Yeah.
Now, I think
and it could change in a year. I agree. Yeah.
Well,
but it's like, come on, I don't know, man. That's the real baffling thing about this offense right now and why they're struggling is they have all these weapons and Goff is blatantly just staring down Amon-Ra St. Brown every time.
Well,
and so I mean, Goff's play has really
good, buddy.
taken a step back over the last like four games, 5 games maybe.
Well, the other thing you got to think about too is which read is Tesla in the progression. Amon-Ra's going to be 1. Gibbs is either 2 or 3, and then you got JMO is 2 or 3, and then
depending on the result of this game, I have a rant cocked and ready to go for next week's episode on who deserves the majority of the blame for this Lions season as it has been so far. I have a rant. I was ranting to Philly Zach about it, and depending on the result of this upcoming game, you might get to hear Jake blow a gasket. So, because Lyle's heard a little bit of this rant before, and soon our couple dozen viewers of the show will get to hear Jake literally blow a gasket.
Well,
figuratively blow a gasket.
Hopefully they can get some of that protection squared away too, because there was at least a couple plays that I recall. JMO wide open, and he dumped it off. So.
And I think Goff is being rushed a little bit more. The offensive line is not what it was last year. That's a big part of what's going on. But that goes back to Dan Campbell and Johnny Morton to say, we've got to give Goff more time. Even if we're only going to give him 3 options, 4 options, we've got to protect and give him time. And that's especially true.
Don't take away my rant now, Brad.
This is going to be especially true in the Packer game because they play a lot of zone defense. So those screen passes aren't going to work. You're not going to get Gibbs on the outside on a screen pass in this game. You might be able to run up the middle I think Montgomery's going to probably show up a little bit more in this game because he's got to go through the tackles.
We'll need him to after all the work Gibbs did. We'll need Montgomery to give Gibbs a couple breaks.
I'd be willing to bet the Packers play heavy on Gibbs this week just because they don't want to get just trounced.
Well, the thing is, their defensive line is pretty strong too. So going up the middle is going to be tough. But where can you get it going in the passing game, right? You should be able to see Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to sit down in some of those routes in between defenders. JMO is going to be maybe we can find him and he's going to make a move and get past somebody and that sort of thing. But they're going to have to be patient with that, and the only way they can be patient is giving Goff time. And so, and if you go back to that first game of the season, we talked about this, or I think we talked about this, is that's what the Packers did to the Lions. Almost every single play, they were only sending 3 guys, and they were blocking 7. That's why we could not get to Love. That's why Love had all the time in the world and found people. Now, it's amazing that we couldn't defend 3 guys with 6. You know what I mean? So if they do that again, just double every damn guy out there.
Yeah.
But the Lions are going to do something like that, and they haven't had to do that in the past. And I don't think Dan Campbell really wants to do that. He wants to give Goff as many options as possible and wants the offensive line to just hold. But it's obviously not happening, and they're going to have to come up with something, to give Goff some time because he's he's kind of freaking out a little, out there a little bit. And he made a couple great moves to get away from some sacks too.
Yeah. I mean, he broke away from Brian Burns. That's hard to do, man. Burns is a standout defensive end in this league. That was an awesome escape right there. I forgot what the result of that play was. I thought he got the pass off. He maybe didn't, but
he did, but it was incomplete.
That's right. Yeah.
But they were thinking it was going to be an even bigger play there.
Yeah. So
Burns just wanted the sack, I think.
Yeah. So
all right. Yeah, and as far as my getting here, kind of like the Lions, better late than never, right?
There you go.
Well, set your alarm clock.
Well, hey,
Like
so
a
a couple of positives from the game, right? A couple positives. Jahmyr Gibbs is him.
Yeah.
He's goated. He's awesome. He's it's one of those things that as long as he can stay healthy in his career, man, he might pass Barry Sanders, dude. The dude's electric. And he's playing in a split backfield.
We were listening to 97.1 on the way home. Some dude calls in and called him Baby Barry.
Baby Barry. Well, one of these, he is him though. And then the other thing too is the Lions finished strong. It wasn't like the Texans game last year where the Texans were, clearly a playoff team. Actually, I don't know the Texans record off the top of my head this year, but they still finished strong, right? As I mentioned, the first drive in overtime was kind of reminiscent of an opposite nature, right? Of the first one against the Rams in week 1 last year it was a very dominant one play, but Gibbs wasn't touched. The blocking assignment was incredible. Dexter Lawrence was missing, which was fantastic. And, I outrun you. You cannot catch me. I am Sonic the Hedgehog, right? Shout out Tyler Warren, not the tight end, but the really cool kid. And then another big thing, and this is what I was alluding to a minute ago, I think Kirby Joseph alone would have made that game way different.
Oh, yeah.
I think his absence was single most noted because almost every other pass that Jameis throws is a Hail Mary because he can't see, just like me. And it's one of those things where you have a ball hawk like Kirby who's always watching the ball he's picking up. He might have maybe have had 3 or 4 picks that game if he was back there, not Harper, which once again, shout out to Harper, big interception, needed that even though we did nothing with it.
Have we done anything with any of our turnovers?
I don't know. I think a couple field goals maybe. Nothing super to note. Brad, if something's off the front of your head, top of your head.
Pick sixes or scores off of those interceptions.
Yeah. Hey, we're not there yet. All right, we're not there yet. Okay. We had chances, not really, but yeah. So regardless, though, I mean, it's good to get a dub. We needed that win, and and we got a massive. Say it with me, everybody. Massive game coming up here on Thursday. So yeah. But disagree with me anything I said, Brad? You need me to tell you to jump in the lake? Throwback. That's a callback.
Did we lose him?
No, I'm.
He just muted us.
Yeah.
Got sick of my Shane Bowen.
Hey, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm picking up a Dell here, but
all right, man.
Go Lions and man, Thursday's huge.
Yeah. See you Wednesday night.
See you, brother.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. See you.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Breaking Brad and Big Brother Josh. We appreciate him coming on every week he can. But now let's pivot right away to Cousin Lyle's Casino.
Put your money where your mouth is. I'll get all of that junk. So tell me now, are you feeling lucky, boy?
No funny intros today, but go Cousin Lyle's Casino.
Yeah. The casino got a little bit rushed this week with the compactness here, but we do have some questions, and we do of course have to go over last week here and talk about what happened from last week against the Giants here. So in this one here, again, we had the 3 of us, and we had Big Blue Lou that joined us and put in the Giants side of things. So going right into it, number 1 question here. Again, you got to work on that rushing, comrade. Lions to average over or under 5.0 yards a carry. Let's just put it this way. I mean,
thank you,
Jahmyr Gibbs took care of all of that there. I think as you had just indicated in the recap there, he averaged over 14 yards a carry.
14.6, I believe.
Yeah, which is crazy. Of course, as a
14.6.
team together, they ended up averaging 11.9 yards a carry on the rush. So
Pretty
it
good.
definitely was something that saved us. We all had a feeling about that. Even Big Blue Lou had a feeling about that. We all took the over there. So we all won that bet there. So off to a really good start right off the bat. Let's see how it goes the rest of the way here.
I did all right.
Yeah, not too bad. Not
All
too
right.
bad. Number 2, the New York Sacked Exchange, which again was basically a play on what the New York teams used to do. This is Lions, though, over or under or even on 3 sacks in this game. The Lions, of course, only had 1 sack. It was a big sack, though. I mean, you want to talk about making
if
it count.
any play needed,
Yeah.
if any time we needed a sack, it was right then and there.
Bonus points in overtime.
Although we had a 4th down that they converted on earlier in the drive, it would have been nice to
Right.
get that sack then.
Yeah.
But
Hey, whenever it took place, Aiden got to Jameis and finally brought him down. We had a couple of other chances where we had hands on Jameis and couldn't bring him down. A couple of trick plays that really should have been blown up that we couldn't get blown up there. But they wouldn't have counted as sacks anyways at that point, I don't think. But anyways,
and if you tune into the our YouTube channel, you can see some of the reactions from
That's right.
that particular play.
yeah,
So,
there's a nice little short there. I did check that out today.
little singing.
I saw that. So 1 sack on the day for the Lions, which of course means that they were under 3 sacks. Jacob and Luna, the former roommates there, they both joined forces and picked the under on that one. Josh and Lyle over here,
actual
getting-
Lions fans
getting
rooting
the,
for the Lions to get sacks. Yeah.
taking the over there. We were wrong there. So 2 out of 4 get the 1 sack. Jacob and Luna win the bet on that one. Number 3, when you're hot, you're hot. JMO to score another touchdown in this game. Maybe I should have just put JMO to get a catch in this game.
Yeah.
0 catches, 0 yards.
Harder when the ball hits your hands and bounces right out. So it's kind of hard.
It's tough. It's tough when you get a nice little in-breaking screen, but Graham Glasgow is 5 yards down the field already. Unfortunately,
Oh
we get
yeah, I
called
forgot
back.
about that game.
Yeah.
So,
Or
And you
that
could see in the following drive as well as because they tried a similar play like that and it was nowhere near as successful. I think it was to Montgomery because the linemen are now like, oh, we're going to get called on that, so let's not. And it was the right call. It's an unfortunate call. I'm not necessarily mad at Graham for that one, but it is something that all of a sudden now is in the back of their mind rather than let's run the play well. Sorry to take over the casino for a second, but it's like you could tell, and I was even telling Kaylin at the game, love you, my girlfriend Kaylin. I was telling her, it's like you could see that play would have worked if they were a little more like, but those are the types of plays, as you know, Lyle, you need to hit your assignment as well as you need to get the ball out as quick as possible in the most advantageous spot. And
obviously a lot of timing issues and everything has to be working right. And yesterday there just wasn't a lot of things working right, unfortunately. So JMO did not score a touchdown. Jake, you were the only one on the panel taking that one. You
not
had
one
a
I'm
feeling.
stoked to be about.
Yeah.
Right about, to be honest.
Yeah, so you had the no. Josh and me and even Luna believed that he was going to get another touchdown. But yeah, 3-game touchdown streak gone by the wayside now. Let's hope that JMO can start a new streak this week. And then finally, they might not be Giants. G-Men over or under 280 yards of offense in this game. Maybe I should have said 280 yards by half-time.
Yeah, I kept
close.
looking at it, and then when you texted, I'm like, yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just for the record, again, the Giants had 517 yards of offense in this game. Shout out to
You're in the 517.
Yep. Which means that all 3 of the Lions fans that took the under on that look shockingly embarrassed. Luna, defending his boys, took the over on that, so he gets the win there. So what happened in this one? Well, hey, Luna, as a guest, did a great job. Got 3 out of 4 right. Jake as well, getting 3 out of 4 right.
Beat the house.
That's right.
Woo!
Josh and I
Continue to bet another day.
After our first bet win, we actually took all 4 the same in this one, and I should have known.
Yeah, I know
should have
you're
known
cursed
when
with
that
it with
happened.
going my route.
3 out of 4 wrong. So
You do answer last every time, so you can always be like, all right, what did Josh pick?
I wasn't paying attention on that.
But congratulations to Luna.
Yeah.
He obviously was at the game. He got to experience it, and I'm sure he was really happy for the longest time.
Yeah.
Then of course the loss, but now he's happy again.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Shane Bowen got fired.
Yeah, there you go.
So
he can't be used as a bleep anymore.
Yep. And so before we pivot into this upcoming week's casino, I do want to share some of the live texting that Luna and I were doing during the game. Obviously, got to spend some good time with him. Josh met him again for the second or third time in many years.
There wasn't any flips over the shoulder.
No,
I did come up behind him. I tested him.
Yeah, we were in a crowded area.
Yeah, he was ready for it. But shout out him and David and Julia and John as well. David's parents, they are wonderful people. Luna got his cookie from Julia, and that's great. So really quick here, and I can add some context to this. So I get a text message from Luna at 1:01. Your dad must be mad. Can we take a quick guess on what it was? Why was he mad? Why would Dad have been mad at 1:01 p.m.?
Because it's exactly the same thing I said to my seat, the guy next to me in the seat.
I told Lori it too as well. I said, "Oh no!"
Yep. So Lions won the coin toss, deferred to get the ball first at the half. He then responds 5 straight messages. First quarter done. Heavy run the dang ball. So he wanted them to run the ball. He had to remind me that Jameis has not been sacked yet, as the first quarter ended. Sticking to what I said, Wandale PPR King, he did call that. Wandale had a fantastic game. And then Gibbs running through gaping holes.
Yeah, that's pretty good analysis right there.
Their linebacker, who their name is forgetting, he has a very long hyphenated name, got injured on one of the plays. I asked him what happened on there because I couldn't figure out what went on. He said couldn't see trenched, and he was sitting with his in the dirt. So very clear, not very clear on exactly what happened. I said, okay, hopefully nothing bad. Who is it? And the reason why I'm bringing this up is he says backup linebacker. Remember when I said 1.5 linebackers out there? Yeah. He's the half. So Luna, once again, I reached over to Kaylin. I told her, like, hey, football is one of those sports that you can have favorites in. And as Josh knows, we don't need to add context to it. But if you tend to go with your favorites, if they're not the objectively better player, you tend to struggle because football, you're bigger, stronger, faster than anybody. Gibbs is faster than anybody. You can cut like that. He is going to be starting over other players. He said, not Bobby Owerke.
I always feel Okereke.
He's a pretty good linebacker.
That's his one, right?
That's his one.
And then the 2 other linebackers that ended up playing after that guy got injured.
Yeah.
Combined 21 snaps in the NFL before they played 52 in this.
So game. I mean, it's one of those things you hear about practice squad, the legion of whom. There's a reason why certain players are not on active rosters. And then I had to text him on a certain touchdown. The ghost of Isaiah Hodges showed up.
It did.
He did.
He got them feet down too. That was a great catch.
And then at 3:21, he texted me, no touchdown balls given to cheerleaders either. So shout out Crazy Steve's play.
If I were to put money on that happening, if cousin Lyle puts that in the casino, I might go for it eventually happening. Little forecast for what you got coming up here pretty soon with Crazy Play Steve.
Yep. And then so then he goes Gibbs over hit very clearly, being his over on rushing yards. Jameis also hasn't been sacked yet, and this was once again at 4:25, so this was going close to overtime. For the other bets, score is way off, LOL, and that is the last I've heard of him. I do want to repeat this, Luna. Hopefully you're watching. Hey, big dog, I was going to wait and try and find you, but I have to get going. Just want to say, man, it was awesome seeing you this weekend, both on Saturday and Sunday. So we'll talk to you on the podcast. Safe travels, and I love you, brother. Thanks for being on, cousin Lyle. Back to you.
Yeah, great job by Luna there. So that's going to week 13. Going to the Green Bay mother-loving Packers. Shout out Tom Grassi. We're going to go number 1 on the board here. So this is what I consider the battle of QB1 in the North. Is Jared Goff or is Jordan Love going to have a higher rating in this game? So I do think that these are the 2 best quarterbacks in the league. Caleb Williams is obviously showing something here, but he's got a ways to go. And Minnesota is an absolute.
You mean 9?
Well, whatever it is.
That's one of the things you missed in talking with Brad. And again, if it's real or not, I don't know, but it's still funny. They said that if he would have spiked every ball, his quarterback rating would have been higher.
Oh, speaking of which, and I should say this for Vikings, but my friends did in my football group chat with Falcons fan and Philly Zach and my Patriots fan friend TJ. According to NFL Reddit, user, I'm not going to say the username, but so I can't really I don't really bother to check on this. JJ McCarthy apparently now ranks 851 out of 852 in EPA per dropback among qualified passers since 2000 per True Media. The only player below JJ McCarthy is, can you guess, Lyle, who might be lower?
Josh Rosen.
Jamarcus Russell.
Yep.
Oh,
Arguably the biggest bust in NFL history.
Thank you, Raiders.
Yeah.
Ryan Leaf is safe.
There you go. He lives to fight another day. Go ahead, Lyle. Sorry, I keep interrupting you.
No, you're good. So, again, we're looking at who's going to have the higher quarterback rating, and we're talking traditional QBR. We're not talking ESPN QBR or anything like that. On the season, Jordan Love QBR is 102. Jared Goff QBR 108.5. And then the question, of course, is, how do the defenses play into this? Because I would have said that there's strong defenses on both sides. But now I got to question it a little bit after what I saw last week. So in this game, who's going to have the higher quarterback rating, Jared Goff or Jordan Love? We'll start over, as always, with Jake.
So I said this in episode 2 of the podcast. I said this at the watch party while we were watching the Packers game. I've said it on the phone many times. I really like the Lions in a rematch with the Packers. Obviously, most people would look at me as the pessimistic Lions fan I can be on this podcast and the angry Lions fan I can be on this podcast and be like, Jake, what are you talking about? They almost lost to the Giants yesterday. However, they're playing at home. They're playing hungry. Jared Goff is by far the best quarterback in the NFC North, significantly better than Jordan Love. And once again, I brought this up as part of my lock of the game last week. The Giants have a magical unicorn, creature of myth in famous Jameis Winston. He almost stole that W like he stole his crab legs many years ago, eating W's.
That's real quick. As he's leaving, I'm like, you eating that, Al?
Here's the thing. I can't hate Jameis at all. And I was telling Kalen on our way out, if Jameis Winston won that game, I would be so angry, but I'd have to watch the post-game interview because I told Kalen she would love everything
His
that guy
pregame
says.
speech was just crazy.
He is
We're
crazy.
outside, but we're inside.
But here's the thing. The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away, and the Lord taketh away at the end of that game yesterday. But once again, I love Jameis Winston. He's the man. Jordan Love is not the man. And Jared Goff is going to be pissed. We have some good defensive pieces coming back. I say Jared Goff ends up with a better rating opposed to Jordan Love. Sorry, long-winded. That was my Breaking Brad take on that. Go ahead, Josh.
All right. Yeah, Josh, he's taking Jared Goff here. Are you going to do the same thing?
In my strategy is, again, I can't go with the same strategy every week because clearly it's not working. So maybe this one will. Alphabetically, Goff comes before Love.
I was going to say you should just do bottle flips, man.
Well, I did coin flip, so that. Oh no.
Okay,
no.
hold the mixer. I'm going to bottle flip this. Okay, just really quick.
Hold
This
the
is for all the Zoomers out here because this is not a Gen Alpha thing. This is a Zoom thing.
This is the most. You might have just found the thing that probably sets me off just as bad as the 6-7.
Yeah. Well, guess what? Guess what, Josh? Doing it again.
Oh. Okay. Yeah.
Dab on him. That's a my generation thing.
Yeah,
shout out Superman, Cam Newton.
Yeah, and clearly you're now athletic.
All right, so we've
I
got.
may be fat, but I've been athletic my whole life, Josh. Dang.
I don't know.
So we've got 2
Son
for
of a
Goff here. This is, of course, where I've got to go and save the graphic. And I am going to save the graphic here. But in all honesty, definitely some concerns that
it's
I've
water,
got with the
not
way that with the Lions performed in this last game against famous Jameis.
Yep.
I have some concerns about the pressure that they can put on Jordan Love. If you get pressure on Love, he will panic.
Oh, yeah.
But the question is, how much pressure are they going to be able to put on him? What are they going to be able to scheme up there? So I am going to go with Jordan Love there and take the opposite approach there, see what happens on that one. So the next question here, safety dance. This is Xavier McKinney versus Brian Branch, 2 of the premier safeties in the game right now that I think of.
Yep.
Who's going to have more tackles plus sacks plus turnovers plus passes defensed? Okay, who's going to have the higher total after this one game? Now, Xavier McKinney, he has 67 tackles if you count solo and assisted. He's got 67 on the year. He's got 1 sack, 1 forced fumble, 2 interceptions, 5 passes defensed. BB on his side of things, 58 total tackles, solo and assisted, 2.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble, no interceptions yet. Let's get that fixed. And then 6 passes defensed for BB. So pretty even stats if you take them all into consideration here. It's going to obviously depend a lot on what kind of game they're playing. I think Xavier's more of a deep safety, plays a little bit more
like
of
a
the
Kirby.
pass.
Yeah.
Brian Branch, of course, likes to get up on the line, play in the box sometimes there, plays on the nickel. So you might have a little more opportunities for some of those sacks or some of those tackles for loss in this case. So in this game, the safety dance, we're going head versus head. Xavier McKinney versus Brian Branch. Josh.
Alphabetically, we know where that's going.
I was just going to have to write it down.
Yeah, you might as well just.
All right. Jake, eschewing that. Are you going to go with that strategy or come up with your own strategy?
I just think so first of all, former New York Giant Xavier McKinney.
Yes.
Very big acquisition made by them last season, the Packers being pretty good player. He was not, in my opinion, better than Kirby Joseph last year. Kirby Joseph was the best safety in football. The Lions have the best safety room in the game, and I stand by it. And Xavier McKinney, hell of a player. Brian Branch is a cannonball. He can do it all. Clearly has not gotten many picks, but he has been playing up on the line. They're obviously using him as a pass rusher off the edge. Once again, you can argue is like maybe because they don't have another good defensive end, so got to use him whatever you can. Sorry, don't want to leak too much into a future rant I'm going to have. But Brian Branch, better, I think, more talented player. Brian Branch, he's hungry, he's angry, he hates the Packers like we all do. Brian Branch.
All right, so we've got 2 for Brian Branch. Here
You don't double bird the Packer fans unless you hate that organization. So
here I am put in a tough spot again. I mean, Xavier McKinney's got more tackles. He's got a couple of interceptions. You're not invited to my birthday party if you pick Xavier McKinney. And I'm worried about Brian Branch getting thrown out early in the game. You know?
that I forgot to say that, but I started getting heated. But that's, I think, the biggest reason why Xavier would be a good lock, because the odds of Branch getting thrown out are very high.
Yeah.
God dang it.
Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go with X. I'm going to look
please.
like the Packer guy here. I've got 2 Packers here, so I'm going to go with X just to take the other side once again on this one.
You're just going the opposite of Josh. That's okay.
Yeah, maybe, there is that as well.
That's strategy.
So number 3 question on the board here: Green Bay stuffing. Combined sacks for Micah Parsons and Rashawn Gary, over or under 2.5. So on the season, Micah has 10 sacks. Which is tied for 5th in the league right now. Rashawn Gary, very respectable 7.5 sacks, which ties for 11th in the league. Now, the big thing that I think on the Lions side of things is that the Lions O-line has been giving up a lot of pressure, but a lot of interior pressure.
Mm-hmm.
If you saw in the Giants game, I think they probably were doubling Sexy Dexy a lot, but then those other guys were breaking through.
Yep.
They had the rookie that got 2 sacks, and then Nunez Roches was the other sacker there as well. Uh-oh. That's my alarm for a different reason. Pull that off of there. So, the tackles, on the other hand, for the Lions have definitely been holding up a lot better. I think the pressures mostly come from the interior. So, Green Bay stuffing, combined sacks for Micah Parsons and Rashawn Gary, over or under 2.5. We're going to go back to Jake for this one.
The Lions have a lot of film on stunts. They have a lot of film on blitzes, and they are very aware that Micah has 10 sacks and Rashawn Gary has 7.5. They have a very talented, probably the best pass rush duo in the NFC North. I'm going to go with under. I'm expecting, especially if Brock Wright is beat up, I'm expecting more jumbo packages. I'm expecting some of these backup tight ends and fullbacks to come in and honestly commit to stopping them. I was talking to Philly Zach. I think the Lions and Eagles have some serious injuries and woes happening to their offensive lines, which for the last couple of years have been the 2 best offensive lines in football, unquestionable, or you can't really question that. I say under because I think that they're going to be so hyper-focused on them, and they've seen the stunts on film. I think they're going to figure out a way, so I'm going to say under.
All right, so that's an under for Jake. Josh, I mean...
Alphabetical.
Yeah,
over.
you're going over. All right. I'm going to go under here. Like I said, I think that a big key to this is that the pressure has primarily been coming from the inside. Panay Sewell, Taylor Decker are going to be for this game. I haven't heard anything that says that there was any further issues for either of them. So I think that they can get this blocked up. Again, there might be some twists and some stunts that might affect it. They could possibly loop inside and then battle up against that interior. But I'm going to go ahead and take the under there. So number 4 question.
Dun, dun, dun. I messed it up, but you know what I'm trying to go for.
Yes.
I read it. So.
Thanks. Give it away now. Thanks, giving it away now. The Lions or the Green Bay Packers with more turnovers in this game. So the Lions on the year have only turned it over 8 times for the entire season. That is 3 fumbles lost and 5 interceptions. The Green Bay Packers actually have turned it over less. They've turned it over only 7 times on the year. And I believe, I didn't write it down, but I think that was something along the lines of 4 fumbles lost and 3 interceptions. So both teams value the ball. They're going to make sure that they're not going to turn it over. They both have, Jared Goff does a good job of protecting the ball. Jordan Love sometimes puts it into danger positions, but maybe hasn't been doing it this year.
I think it's the sign of a bad day for Jared Goff is he does not panic like Jordan Love does, but he can panic. Every quarterback can panic, right? And so I think that's like the sign of Jared Goff having a bad game is if he is just throwing it out there for anybody to grab.
He had an interception last game. I don't put that one on him.
No.
So who's gonna give it away now more often? The Lions or the Green Bay Packers? Josh.
Yeah, I know. So I'm sitting there like, okay, well, obviously,
which
L comes before P, and so does D become before G. So I don't really want to say it, but
bottle flip, Josh.
No, I have to stick with this strategy, and I got to see if Lyle's going to go 4 for 4 against my strategy.
That might happen.
Learning from last week.
Yep.
Detroit Lions for Josh by virtue of the alphabet. Yeah. All right, Jake, what are your thoughts on this one?
Both teams want this. The Lions want it more. I say Jordan Love is going to turn it over, or the Packers are going to turn the ball over more.
All right, Green Bay Packers. And why quit now? I'm going to go against Josh and against the strategy. I'm going to go Green Bay turns it over more as well.
Hey, I am all on board with you guys. Trust me.
So that is the casino for this week, and may Lady Luck follow you wherever you may go, including to the dessert table after the main meal.
Yeah, Cousin Lyle's Casino. Yeah.
Running through the defensive wall. St. Brown catching every single call. Playoff bound now.
All right, so our beloved Detroit Lions somehow surviving the lowly New York Giants. Sorry, Luna. Play on a short week. This upcoming Thursday, Thanksgiving, for some reason the game being pushed back to 1 o'clock. I don't know why.
Works for me.
Works for you. Doesn't work for me because that means I'm getting home at like 7 rather than like 5:30. So a little disappointing there, but nonetheless, we live, we learn. Hopefully we thrive. The Lions play the Green Bay Packers at 1 o'clock this upcoming Thursday, first game of the Thanksgiving slate. The Lions being at home is a pretty even game. Being at home, they obviously get the 2.5, 3 points. Open up a minus 2.5 point favorite. The Lions money line being minus 146, the Packers being plus 124. Pretty even game, as well as a repeat of this past week. Over under point totals 49.5 points. Both teams can put up points. Both teams have defenses that have shown elite level of play over this past season. Obviously, we did not see that type of elite play necessarily this past Sunday against the Giants, unfortunately. But
unless you include the just get rid of the first 4 quarters.
Yeah, right. So just looking at some of the stuff here, just to name some noticeable players, I pulled up kind of an injury thing from Sports Illustrated super quick. The Detroit Lions in today's practice, obviously short week of practice, we had a couple non-participants. We had Graham Glasgow with a knee injury. or a knee issue, once again, could very easily just have taken the day off. You see Taylor Decker do it very often. You saw Frank Ragnow take multiple days off each week and still play the next game.
Well, he was getting surgery, so he had to take the day off.
Yeah, that's true. Was Graham getting surgery?
No.
What are you talking about?
You just said, didn't you say Ragnow?
Ragnow has taken multiple days off
Yeah,
each week.
and
Like
it's because he was getting surgery last year. Remember?
Yeah. No, I
Hey, coach, I'll be there at practice tomorrow.
Right. Busy
Not telling him.
Yeah.
reattaching my toe.
Yeah,
Sorry.
right. Yeah, so, and then you have, obviously, Khalif Raymond had a pretty bad, nasty roll-up that sidelined from the game. And Brock Wright had a neck injury, which I would not be shocked it was agitated by that one really bad hit. Which, funny enough, I watched the highlights, which were, just replays of the broadcast. It did not look as bad, but I'm sure you saw, like, a different angle of it. It looked horrible. Like, I'm like, how did this guy not break his neck?
Yeah.
Hopefully he's fine, but he's definitely banged up. He definitely needs a couple days off, especially because right now he is our starting tight end. Pretty good for a backup, with Laporta unfortunately being out for the season, which once again, the day after we record yesterday, we get the news that Laporta is out for the season.
Mm-hmm.
Depressing.
Yeah, that was tough.
Limited practice. We have Terrion Arnold back in practice, coming back from a concussion. I said it in our little bit of a review. I think personally, they probably just sat him. The Packers are the same thing. We'll get to that shortly. Brian Branch, limited practice, giving him probably a break as well as making sure he's good. Old man Taylor Decker, shoulder. That shoulder's been bothering him all season, giving him a little bit of a break, as well as Tate Ratledge, Jacob Sailors, Penny Sewell, Isaac Tesla, and Sion Vaki, all limited participants. On a very bright note, we have some full participants. We have Marcus Davenport, Miles Frazier, and Josh Pascal. Miles Frazier, Josh Pascal, not play a single snap this season, but bringing back some very necessary depth, assuming they are back and they are within their 21-day window to activate. Would not be shocked if none of those guys played on Sunday, and they maybe could have because they were saving them for this very important matchup in the NFC North. If we just quickly take a glance at the Packers, though, they also did some very similar stuff. They sat players this past Sunday, like Josh Jacobs, their top running back, Quay Walker, who's their leading tackler, also maybe the dumbest single player in the NFL. Loves to get ejected for dumb stuff and pushing
classic stuff,
staff members. Nate Hobbs also did not play or practice, has played for practice for 3 weeks. They have another corner, Nixon, who is uncertain for this game, but this would be a well-timed return to Sports Illustrated, as noted. Jaden Reed was designated to return from injured reserve as well. Did not practice either. Jordan Love looks like he would have fully participated, but he had, once again, they won, but pretty rough game. We have some, other than that, Savion Williams, rookie. He had a couple pretty good games this year. He did not practice this today, as well as Keyshawn Nixon, the neck injury as well. Backup defensive end, Lucas Van Ness, I believe is a first-round pick out of Iowa. I could be wrong there.
No, you're right. And it's funny because they said he was ready to go on Sunday.
Yeah.
But now did not participate today, and I don't even know if he played in the game against Minnesota.
Yeah. And then some really big limited, really limited practices here. Once again, most of these players are very important to their team. Just name off some starters / good players: Javon Bullard, Edge Cooper, Matthew Golden, rookie, first wide receiver picked in over 20 years in the first round for them. Nate Hobbs as well, Josh Jacobs, Jaden Reed, go Green.
You just listing off their entire roster?
Pretty much. Zach Tom, their starting tackle.
Some pretty big.
So he's coming back. He's been kind of battling injury all season long. Quay Walker and Dontavian Wicks, full Romeo Dobbs, Jordan Love, and Christian Watson. Some of their, once again, they have a team of wide receiver twos. We'll see what Matthew Golden turns into. But two of their bigger receivers are back in practice, full practice, as well as Jordan Love having full practice. The Lions and Packers taking, it seemingly just from this injury report, as well as paying attention to the last two games, very similar strategies. They're playing on short weeks. They're playing an NFC North matchup, and obviously the Bears are having a pretty good season, at least record-wise, which, who saw that coming?
Frustrating.
So I know my buddy Ben is ecstatic. Hopefully we'll have him on. He seems like he might want to come on for the Bears episode in week 18, but so it's tough because this is the kind of game at the start of the season you're like, this might determine the North, and it still could, but obviously we do need the Bears to start losing. I don't want to talk too much about them, but any thoughts on the game before we get into our matchups?
No, other than we just need to take care of business.
Take care of business.
It's a huge stretch.
Yeah.
Getting that first win at home, and then this is the middle one, and then you got Dallas on the back end of it. But the fact that this is NFC North rival, lost to them earlier in the year, it's a gotta have. To me, it's a gotta have it game.
Absolutely. And so we are going to get into our matchups of the week. Obviously, this game could be talked. We could talk for hours on this game. This is such a big game. However, what we're going to do is we're going to highlight a matchup we each want to feature. And like normal, I'm going to start with you, Josh, over there.
Okay, the easy one. The first game, Parsons was on the roster, but didn't play a huge number of snaps just because they were trying to get him acclimated.
And he was dealing with that back injury at the time.
And the back injury too. Yep. So if we can hold him off, I think we're going to be in pretty good shape. Shout back to the casino question. And my joke one for this week is Matt LaFleur versus whoever's holding the United States flag, before the game.
Very famously, Matt LaFleur got very easily offended by whatever the fact that these random Lions fans, probably season ticket holders holding the flag were. Now, once again, should they have done that? Probably not, right? Should Matt LaFleur, who is the head coach, making multi-millions of dollars coaching an NFL team, which is there's only 32 of those jobs in the entire world, who's making millions of dollars of a team that is contending for a Super Bowl, should he be that easily agitated by whatever this random fan is saying? No. Be a bigger man, Matt LaFleur. Putting Central Michigan to shame.
Yeah. Well, and
or Saginaw Valley. What is he?
Okay, so they were on the field holding the flag.
Yeah, he was definitely there. Yeah,
I think Sala was.
But
Central, I think.
But is he going to turn around and yell at the people in the stands too? I mean, there's
might.
67,000
if you
people
say
in
the
Ford
wrong
Field.
thing, apparently.
I mean, he keeps Quay Walker on his team, so who knows?
Just worry about your hair product. I don't like him.
Okay, so he's from Mount Pleasant.
That's what it is.
And he got his education at Saginaw Valley.
Yeah.
And then he went to Western.
I know.
Western?
3 strikes, you're
disgusting.
out. Saginaw
Absolutely
Valley,
disgusting.
Western Michigan and the Green Bay Packers. 3
God.
strikes.
I was going to say Saginaw Valley. Shout out Trevor Nowoski. Shout out Booner from Crunch Time Sports. Boo. Boo, Matt LaFleur. Oh, my gosh. What a
Anchor up,
what
Lakers.
a bum.
Let's go.
Gosh.
All
disgusting. All right, Lyle. What
Yeah.
about you?
So my matchup in this game really is, I think, Jordan Love against the secondary here. Again, didn't have a great performance, but I do like the fact that DJ Reed did get back this week. Maybe, had to knock some rust off in this game here a little bit. But we, now it sounds like Terrion is maybe getting through concussion protocol, can potentially be back for this game. You got a Meek out there struggling. He was playing hard. He had a little bit of an issue with Wan'Dale Robinson in this last game here. But he's always fighting. He's always a dog out there. You got Brian Branch. Yeah, I wish we had Kirby Joseph for this game.
Oh my God! I think it would have been a way different game. I stand by it. Him alone would have made that not even a contest.
Some of those YOLO balls could have been picked off at that point. But yeah, I mean,
say no.
It's just I think that if we can plaster some of these receivers, which are not as talented. Like you said, they don't have a number one guy out there really, and make Jordan Love a little bit nervous out there. That's when he can start to get the yips. He can start to put the ball in harm's way. I really think that that's going to be a key in trying to shut down what the Packers do and give the Lions an opportunity to control the flow of this game.
Yeah, I agree. So I don't have a really fun, crazy matchup here. You made a good point on Micah Parsons against whoever he's lined up against. I think at the end of the day, we've seen the film. We've seen how the stunts work. We see how blitzes up the middle work. The interior of the offensive line has to have a good game. And they're going to send literally any one of their 11. I don't even care. They may even send a corner, which would be kind of dumb because the Lions do have a pretty talented skill position group.
JMO wide open. Come on.
And then guess what? Hold on. Toss me the ball, Josh. Over behind here though, so I don't knock over anything.
Oh,
sorry. I tried my best.
He's gonna have stick him.
Yeah, right. Still banned, but that's okay. But yeah,
I look like off an elephant.
Oh no. Yeah. But yeah, so I think the interior of the offensive line against all 11 of the defenders is going to be the most important thing. Is Graham Glasgow really hurt? Is Miles Frazier going to come back and slot into a role? Is he going to, I don't think this is the type of game to bump Ratledge to center and throw in Miles Frazier. But I will say, hot take, I don't mind Miles Frazier getting some reps in this game. I don't mind it. Now, do I want him to play a full series? Maybe not. Do I want him to be in on the most crucial downs? No. But I would not mind a couple opportunities.
Or just like rotate him in with Awashika or
probably Awashika. Because as much as Graham has not been super great, he has no Frank Ragnow. He can chug a beer. He can. Shout out Bussin' with the boys. But it's a big thing. It's the interior of the offensive line has to be stout. They have to give Jared Goff, almost said Jared Love. Oh, my God. Jared Goff the time to pass because I just think the Lions have better skill position players. I think St. Brown is still a monster. Jahmyr Gibbs is him, and it's hard to think you can lose when you have a Sega character on your side or a couple of them, right? And once again, I think Montgomery is due for a hell of a game. Yeah. He is due, and we need to see that interior play well because I would trust Penei Sewell with my life, and Decker ain't too shabby either. No matter how hurt he is, no matter how old he is, he has been a top tackle, or I would argue a premier tackle in this league for many years now. But the biggest thing is, can the interior hold it up?
Right.
Because Mahogany, I would argue, is probably our best interior guy going into this season, in my opinion. Ratledge is looking good, and I'm excited to see what Ratledge is going to look like next season. We're not ready to talk about next season. We still have quite a couple of games to play. We still have a chance for a playoff spot. Maybe not the 1 seed at this point, but we still have a chance to win the North. And it starts on Thursday, Thanksgiving.
And the price of those tickets, I don't know if you saw them. But
no, I don't want to pay attention to that, Josh. It's not tax. I don't get my tax return yet, Josh. I don't know. All right, but yeah.
So need every penny.
Exactly. If I even get anything, we'll see. But yeah, so those are our matchups for this Thursday night Thanksgiving game.
Jake's voice fills my head. Said this guy's the governor.
All right, so we have now Jake's lock of the game. Cousin Lyle, what was Jake's lock of the game this past week?
Jake went out on a bit of a limb here on this one. He went for a Detroit Lions defensive touchdown in the game against the New York Giants. And
Josh, did that happen?
I really wanted to see one, but as a matter of fact, I thought it's going to happen in this drive. Nope.
Yeah.
Did not happen in this game.
Yeah, I abandoned the hope. It was once you started creeping into potentially competing for overtime, and I'm like, I don't need the things to happen that would require a chance for that to happen, because that would lead most likely to the Lions potentially losing. So, but yeah, so Jake's defensive game, we cooked a little too much. We burnt the turkey, as some would say. I don't want to burn the turkey. However, let's do a little flashback. Josh, I first segment of Jake's lock of the game, I was fully convinced in a certain prediction. The Lions have a player. It's a pretty good player. Had a pretty poor game against the Eagles. Looked much better this weekend against the Giants. And I'm going to ask you, Josh, to play the clip from episode 1, also against the Packers, right here. I've been brewing on this. I want to do something fun, and I have a fun lock of the game for next week, specifically because we'll be at Ford Field against the Bears. But I kind of wore a shirt. I didn't wear the socks today, but you can see Mr. St. Brown doing a headstand there. And I think there's very few players who loves to hate on the Packers, wearing sweatshirts that say Green Bay sucks. I think St. Brown, and ESPN bets it at plus 130. I think you see a St. Brown touchdown, anytime touchdown. That is right. Jake is going back to episode 1. We are predicting an Amon-Ra St. Brown anytime touchdown against the Green Bay Packers. What did I say in episode 1? Nobody hates the Packers like Amon-Ra does. He'll blow kisses at them. He'll do everything but flip the double birds because he's smarter than that. But Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to score a touchdown. You can get at minus 105, so pretty even odds because, once again, he is their wide receiver 1. He is a 2-time All-Pro. But guess what Jake just did during the Cousin Lyle's Casino? Jake put down a first touchdown bet at plus 600. And I'm not saying that's the lock of the game because, once again, we're going back. But we're going back to old reliable. We're going back to week 1. Jake's going for redemption, just like the Lions are going for redemption against the Green Bay Packers to avenge their loss in week 1, to continue our hunt for the playoffs, to continue our hunt for the NFC North, to become 3-time, right there, you see NFC North champions, 2023. That was the start. We're going to compete for it in 2025 as well. Amon-Ra St. Brown, anytime touchdown lock. What do you boys think of that?
I'd be happy with it.
Yeah, I think that's got a good.
I'd hope so.
That's got a good
no, I'm not
chance.
feeling
I don't
like
have
it.
quite the enthusiasm that you do over it,
Yeah.
but I'm not. It's not my lock of the game.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Amon-Ra, big game last week. I think they're going to continue to look for him. He's got the home field advantage there. I think you got a good chance of getting back on the horse here on the winning streak.
The crazy part is yes, he had a very good game. Numbers were solid.
Yeah.
But everybody just, focus. It's almost kind of like, I think Babe Ruth used to get booed when he struck out because everybody expected him to hit a home run every time.
Well, that's the thing. I was thinking about this with Jameer. It's like he'll get an 8-yard run now, and I'll be like,
Yeah.
That's it.
I want to see that explosion.
Well, it's like
pedestrian.
Well, it's like the Lions, right? The Lions, a couple of years ago, we would have taken that win 16 times out of 16, but we're still, we won our game. Our season's still alive, and we're looking there. We're just all sitting there like, man, that was disgusting. That feels icky. That was gross.
Right.
I hated that.
100%. Like I said, before, the Giants fans might have come out of this one happier than the Lions fans. All things considered.
I never got
where we're at.
I forgot to text Luna about that. So
But I did hear that they were mathematically eliminated.
That's right. Yeah. They've got a 0.0%,
which is another reason why they're dish coaches, because who cares? Now they're playing for a top overall pick.
Yeah.
Right.
Are they the first team?
Yeah, I think so.
No, the AFC has like 3 teams. NFC North or NFC. No, the AFC. I saw.
Tennessee's only 1-10 or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
Tennessee, the Bengals, the Browns, and Raiders are mathematically eliminated. The Commanders are mathematically eliminated, I believe.
Really?
Commanders are.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I saw this graphic. It's there's a couple teams like the Cowboys have a miracles chance. It's like literally 1.3%, something like that. I saw a graphic on it.
They feel better about it now than they did 2 weeks ago.
So, but Amon-Ra St. Brown, anytime touchdown lock. That is my lock of the game. Let's redeem the lock of the game, just like how the Lions are hopefully going to redeem themselves on Thursday afternoon. I almost said Thursday night, but Thursday afternoon.
Something's gonna rise. We're gonna feast. We're gonna feast. 55.
All right, let's go into score predictions. All right, so obviously our score predictions are pretty off. Lyle, do you want to just quickly throw those? Obviously, Luna texted us that score predictions are pretty off.
Yep, he did.
I think he only had one in mind when he was.
So in this game, the 3 Lions fans, we picked the Lions here. The Giants fan did originally pick the Lions, and then he switched over to the Giants. And even though he was wrong, he probably felt a little bit better about at least backing his boys here. So in this game, the Lions versus the Giants, Josh, you had trying to get that 50 burger again, 52-14 Lions. Not quite there. I had 33-17, which again, 34-24 or 34-27, right? Not that bad there. Luna had 24-21 Giants. So he was right in terms of, I think, it being a closer game there. Jake, you had 31-13 Lions.
All righty. So let's start with you this time, Lyle.
All right.
What do you think the score of this week's game is going to be?
All right. So I haven't had a lot of time to mull this one over. Usually we've got 3 or 4 days where we're kind of thinking about this.
The Lions are a 2.5-point favorite as of Monday, November 24th at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Monday Night Football kicking off shortly.
So, just kind of picking this one off right off the back of what happened there against the Giants. The Packers had a pretty good game where they shut down Minnesota again, 9 being the quarterback. So take that for what it's worth. I do think this is going to be a very hard-fought contest. It's going to be, 2 teams that both had to, play on Sunday and turn around right back on Thursday. So there's no real advantage or disadvantage to that, other than maybe the Packers having to travel the 150 miles or whatever it is over Lake Michigan there. And it's going to come down to how everybody's executing in this game. And the saying is where there's smoke, there's fire. And I saw a lot of smoke in that game for the Lions boys. So I'm going to be a little bit of a pessimistic guy here. I'm going to take the Packers in this game. I'm going to take the Packers to win this game 27-20.
All right. How about you, Josh?
I'm going to go back to a couple weeks strategy, or a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago strategy.
I don't know. I can't count that high.
Yeah. Anyways,
Polish.
well, obviously didn't get the Jamo burger. In the previous game, I had 2-0.
No.
But I'm going to go to the week before where we decimated them, and I'm going to say 3-0 Lions.
All right.
All right.
3-0 Lions. That'll make the turkey taste funny.
Yeah.
So, once again, Zach and I were talking. And something I said to Zach on the phone, Philly Zach, is what felt really gross about that game is that is a game and a win you would take over your division opponent, right? Division games are hard to play against the lowly New York Giants, or at least this season, the last couple seasons, lowly New York Giants. Squeaking out an overtime win where you have to claw your way back doesn't feel good. However, divisional games are tough. They're not just tough for the Lions. They are also tough and are tough for the other opponents. And it is hard to beat a team 2 times in the same season. Got a lot of film. You've had time for certain pieces to gel together. Maybe we haven't fully seen that. And this week feels like a good week for it to happen. Last time at the first watch party of the season, week 1, Jake's name was the lone name by that Green Bay Packers pennant. Jake predicted the Green Bay Packers to win in week 1. I don't want to repeat that. I don't care if I'm wrong. I don't want to feel that way ever again. The Detroit Lions are going to win this game 30-27. And what's going to happen? You ready for this? What's going to happen? Packers are going to be down 20-23. They are going to score a touchdown. The Lions are going to go march down the field, get stalled. Jake Bates is going to hit somewhere between 40 to 55 a yard field goal. And Brian Branch intercepts Jordan Love with under a minute left in the game. The Lions knee the ball out. Detroit Lions win 30-27. That is my prediction of this week.
All right.
I'd like it.
Specifics.
All right. So once again, let's go quickly down the line. Josh?
3-0 Lions.
Lyle?
Bummer over here. Green Bay 27-20.
And I'm going to say the Lions win 30-27. And those are our score predictions for the week as we head into this Thursday afternoon. I keep wanting to say Thursday night, Thursday afternoon game.
Steve's gonna blow your mind away.
All right. And we are now back to everybody's favorite segment. My dad, Josh's dad, Lyle's uncle-in-law, Crazy Play Steve. Love having you here, Dad. Crazy Play Steve, yes. Crazy Play the game. It's been a long episode. We've been here a while. Losing steam. All right,
Honestly,
go take it away, sir.
I've been pretty crazy these days, but anyways.
We still love you. Still love you.
First of all, I'm going to start out with, wasn't that so much fun to watch the Lions behind pretty near the whole game?
/ S.
And what happened?
Sarcasm.
They didn't take the ball first. Now, you can nitpick on that, but I'm still saying Jared Goff plays better when he's ahead.
When did you know that they won the toss and deferred? Did you?
I don't know.
Well, we have
He
a
heard it.
101.
I saw him
timestamp.
react poorly. Hey, Dad, I don't know if you overheard me when I was talking about Luna. Did you hear me say how Luna texted me saying your dad's probably mad, right? Or your dad's
Oh,
mad,
really?
right? Yeah.
He knew.
At
He knew.
101.
He also noted that no cheerleaders got a touchdown ball.
Yeah,
He
I
noted
know.
that.
They don't listen to me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anyways.
or maybe they do.
Maybe they're waiting for Thanksgiving game.
Or no, here it's come.
Well, if it does, great. I think they get a lot of positive attention for that. And I can go further, but we won't do that. So anyways, I did not enjoy the game as much as I want to enjoy the game. And that's because I'm watching the Lions trying to catch up. And somehow, some
At least
way.
a lot of passing, though.
Well, there
We'll see.
was.
No,
There was.
that when they play from behind, you
A
throw
lot of-
the ball.
There was like 20 different plays of like 20 yards or more in that game.
There was
Yeah, by the
a lot
Giants
of
only.
passing by our opponent.
Yes,
Yeah, there were Famous Jameis, man. Won a
And-
Heisman.
Okay.
First overall pick.
First of all, shout out to Ahmad St. Brown, Rod St. Brown, whatever, and Jared Goff. They fixed some things. They
Mhm.
really did. I got a question for you guys that know. When they make that one guy eligible, I can't even
Eligible.
speak.
Eligible. Mhm.
He comes in. Who's that again?
Skipper.
Skipper. Yep.
Skipper.
Mhm.
Is he there to really give Goff?
No, I'm letting you know. I'm going to answer your question.
Okay.
So, because I heard you during the game. I did hear Dad say this. I didn't have time because my
Right.
girlfriend Kaylin, my mom, and Dad. So I would have had to talk
Fine.
over the line to tell you. So the biggest thing about the Skipper stuff is so the Lions have had a lot of success bringing in, and a lot of teams bringing in an extra offensive lineman, primarily to block.
Yep.
The Lions have had some really good success with bringing him in to essentially fake people out, because all of a sudden it's like, oh, now they're eligible. Where's this crazy play coming from? Because then they'll put him out at wide receiver, which
was the first time he was eligible.
Right.
He
which
was out.
is goofy.
Yeah.
They bring him in to put him in motion to kind of change up stuff. So, but a lot of teams will do that mostly to get another really good,
Right.
heavy, big blocker.
That's
in.
what I figured.
So he's not going to really go out there. He's not trying to make a play. It's to cause confusion, or at least the Lions use that eligible play to cause confusion. Other than that, it's to get another lineman out there, because linemen, when they wear the big numbers between 50 and 79,
yeah.
they're not supposed to touch the ball at all. And so that's why they have to be eligible. Because if you get a player like that with that type of number, they're not a eligible ball carrier. It's kind of like, do you remember when I was a kid, Dad, and I had the red stickers on because I was
Yeah.
bigger at the time,
Yeah.
or I was taller kid, so I was
Right.
above the weight limit. I wasn't allowed to carry the ball. Now
Well-
the NFL can do that because I mean Eddie Lacy was a running back, right? William
Refrigerator.
Perry, yeah, he got full back carries. So, but sorry, keep going, Dad.
Well,
That's
hold on real quick.
Yeah.
The one funny thing that did happen prior to the game, I can only assume it was Skip basically telling the white hat, "Hey, I'm going to be checking in."
yeah,
Because as they walked in front of us to the tunnel,
they
to
got a
go
good laugh
in,
out of it. Yeah,
Yeah, Skip literally shook the ref's hand and then did this, and
Yeah.
they both laughed.
Yeah.
So they knew
Yeah,
it was
they
coming.
talked about that on
Yeah.
social
Oh,
media.
did
too.
they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, they did.
because one of you texted
Oh.
about, was it you, Josh?
I texted as soon as
Yeah.
I saw it because I thought it was hilarious. I didn't
Right.
realize that anybody else had picked up on that, but that
Right.
was funny.
Back to you,
Well,
Dad.
If I have a vote, I want him to protect Jared Goff because
I said that
Jared
earlier in the
Goff
show. I
needs-
agree.
Yep.
I said it early in the show, Dad. I
Yes.
agree with you. Can you
Okay.
I agree with you,
okay.
Dad. Can you believe that?
Well,
It's a Thanksgiving miracle.
maybe we're both going to the loony bin.
Yeah.
Anyways, hats off to Jared Goff and Ahmad Roz St. Brown.
There you go.
Now, what about Jahmyr Gibbs, Dad?
Jay Gibbs got a lot of, and
You already got enough kudos.
he did.
I mean,
even
I mean,
even
250 yards of all-purpose offense.
even Good Morning Football guys had to say something about him. They didn't want to, but they had to. Or
Dad,
they would have
you
looked
were-
really bad.
You were singing his praises like 2 weeks ago.
Who?
Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah, I know.
No,
He's
he's
good.
He's talking about the
mocking the-
Good Morning
Oh,
Football.
the
okay,
people.
football
yeah.
people. They
Yeah.
they have
go
their
back and watch some of the
they have their
episodes.
buddies and their teams, and they don't like the Lions, of course. But okay, and then I got one more shout out, and this is for my sister Patty and her husband Buck. Now, there was a guy, a New York Giant, that
Yep.
was an All-Pro linebacker that came from Owasso, and her husband was best friends with him at MSU and even after. So, wanted to shout that out there.
Yeah, Brad Van Pelt. Yep.
Let Luna look up Brad Van Pelt
Yeah,
and
I'm
find
sure he
out
knows who he
how
is. He's
good
a
he
historian.
was. Yep.
So
And so shout out for that because he came from Michigan.
It's a three.
Any three-sport
Yeah.
guy at MSU, and then he had to give up basketball. And the Tigers actually drafted him
Mhm.
as a pitcher. So, anyways, that was a shout out that I thought about doing it last week, but this might have been a better
Oh,
time.
you should have
Well,
asked Luna. That
little-
would have been a great time to ask him.
little add-on story for that. I think it was my second or third season as a season ticket holder. You called me or texted me. Well, probably called at the time because I don't think you were texting then. Said, "Hey, they're going to be tailgating down there if you want to join them. So I left work early, Janine and I. And the funny thing is they were in a non-tailgate parking lot, and he didn't realize it. And so he's got those little tiny grills that you put the charcoal in and stuff like that. That thing was, just a big flame. And then the guy comes over, no, you can't tailgate in here. And so they basically had to wait for it to die down before they could do anything. But anyways, that's my little side story with that.
Anyways, my shout outs. I kind of like doing shout outs. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Now comes the sarcastic shout outs.
Uh-oh.
Number one, those refs were as good as they always are. They have no guilt inside them at all.
No, but they got a stack of cash.
They let the Giants hammer on Goff big time.
And kick him in the head, too.
Yeah.
And kick him in the head.
Celebration kicks.
Yeah.
So this is a shout out
Worst one.
sarcastically
Yeah,
that you guys are as terrible as you always are.
At least they're consistent.
And then the other shout out is Roger Good Terrible.
Got him.
He has no
Hey, got him. Get him, Terrio.
he has no balls to do anything about it.
This is a family-friendly show.
Footballs, right, Dad?
Footballs.
He's got no footballs to do that?
You could cut me out, but
No, that's staying in. That's staying in. Hell yeah.
you could say
Talk
yeah,
your truth, Dad. Speak it. Preach.
he has no pumpkins.
Pumpkins.
You have no marbles.
No, careful.
Marbles. I should have said
No,
that.
no, careful.
I
Careful with
should have
that one.
said that, yeah.
Careful with that one.
Okay, enough of the sarcastic stuff.
That's a good joke, but no,
because
careful.
they are no different. And the opposing coach goes away and figures, I read, I don't know if this was true, is that the NFL wants the Lions to do good. That I can't believe. But anyways,
Des Bryant was all over social media today saying that they need to be investigated. I'm like, for what? For not getting,
I don't know if he ever clarified anything.
Yeah, I thought he was just saying they were kind of throwing the game a little bit.
I thought it was more like a fraud thing. Like,
yeah, that's what I thought too.
I don't know.
I don't like Des Bryant anyways.
No, he's a jerk.
Here's kudos for me. A few weeks ago.
We'll pull up the clip.
Really?
All right.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Josh, roll that clip right now.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
That idea comes into a new one, and the hero star is Rory.
Rory needs a big industrial fan, huh?
Rory will be given an iPad and 2 drones, and the drones will be invisible. And now he'll be using the iPad throughout no matter where he's standing at the game. And so if you remember John Madden, when he would explain a play, he would take his finger and go against the screen. Well, Rory is going to learn how to use these drones to affect the kick. When it's ours, it blows it in as good. When it's theirs, it blows it out. No good for them.
And I'll give it 5 seconds.
When do you want me to explain it?
Hold on.
Now or after?
Yeah, now you can.
I had the play of the game, and it was plays of the game. And Rory, I informed you guys that Rory was given a special assignment. And so it included wind. I'll just say that, wind.
Oh, they just heard the repeat of it, so they got it.
Okay. Anyways, if you saw how the football was kicked
and
by Bates.
Down here, they're going to see that clip.
Oh, wow. Anyways, I have never seen a kicker do a curveball with a football. That was the best curveball.
He definitely had.
It was
He
a
definitely
double
had some
breaker.
kind. He had definitely. It was a
Any-
snot ball.
Any major
Some cayenne
league,
pepper under the nose.
any major league pitcher would love that curve.
Yeah,
That sharp curve.
people get suspended for throwing curveballs like that, Dad.
Yeah, I think Bugs Bunny actually struck out 3 straight batters with one pitch like that.
Anyways, I
Like I know
called
the
it. Didn't
cartoon
I
you're
call
talking
it that it would affect a kick?
You did? You in fact did.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
maybe this cheerleader thing
It
is
might-
a possibility.
there's
Why?
The,
I think
the
so.
drones are a thing now.
Yeah.
I think so.
They were invisible.
They do.
I didn't see any drones out there, but
Mm-mm.
clearly
Well,
something.
We took that from Tyler using the fan
yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Don't
And I thought, well,
claim it as your own. Don't.
Don't give him any credit.
That's
Yeah,
not the,
Tyler's
it's not the
not doing it.
capitalistic
no,
way.
no, I don't
That's
need
not how Thomas Edison got
If
ahead.
Tyler's
I
like
get
the
any
full
credit-
Nikola
of
season,
Tesla's
so.
designs.
If I get any credit, it's loony bin credit. So,
No, Dad, we're proud of you. You called it good. Do you
so
have?
I bring up stuff that you probably don't
Yep.
talk about at times that are, I think, are important or noticeable, anyways. So, anyways, this is sour grapes here, but many times they don't do what I say on the special crazy play.
It's a shame.
They ignore Tesla. I think that's going to change now because they can't rely on Gibbs and Goff and St. Brown to
Every play, you mean?
whoever stops them stops the Lions. You got to have some more weapons.
Yep.
And losing Laporta is a big loss.
A massive loss.
A
I
big
agree with you.
loss. And then, of course, our defense has lost some people too. But
Mhm.
here's my
Thankfully,
crazy
just in the
play.
secondary.
You were waiting for my crazy
I'm-
play?
we go.
Yeah, we're ready.
I am shaking ready.
Fired up.
Extra stuffing.
A touchdown pass to Tom Kennedy.
Yeah, Tom TK85 coming back.
in the house.
Yeah.
If he's
Tom
Who needs Isaac
Kennedy.
Tesla when you got Tom Kennedy?
I don't care
Sir
if he's
Thomas
on the
himself.
practice squad.
Bring him up.
Squad.
if he's
Khalif
active,
Raymond is hurt. He might not play in the
Yeah.
game.
yeah.
There's a wide receiver spot open. Lovett's already up there anyway.
Well, I think he's a
He's probably the
dependable
first one up.
player, and maybe he's not as tall or not as fast, but he is more
But he's scrappy.
credible, and
He's got grit.
He's got grit.
he's got Dan Campbell.
Yeah, he might not be able to jump as high, run as fast, be as strong, but man, he works hard.
I have to say one more shout out. Okay.
Yep. Yeah,
one
go
more
ahead.
shout out. Jared Goff. What a guy.
Go.
He had
Jerry,
a
go.
successful
Jerry,
game. You know what he did? I heard or read that he went behind the scenes and went over to the opposing quarterback and told him how good he played.
Yeah, he's a classy guy.
He's a classy guy. And you darn league try to pick on the Lions. We got people like that on our team. Go sit in the corner.
Yeah.
Don't jump in a lake, NFL.
Go jump in a lake.
Go jump in a
Yeah.
lake with your no footballs.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Dad.
Anyways,
I'm with you, Dad. On this, Dad, I'm agreeing with almost everything you're saying right now. So,
but I mean, it was
It's another
tough.
Thanksgiving miracle.
It was tough watching the game when we're behind,
it is. It
and
is.
we're a better team than that. So
Very stress-inducing.
Bringing back the cardiac cats. We
Yes,
don't want that.
We almost made that the term of the week.
Yeah.
and
so.
and Hutchin, I have a challenge again. Help Hutch. He
I like
got
that
one
too.
sack the whole game.
Man,
And that was
And
the
that
one sack
guy-
of the whole team.
It makes me wonder if
another defensive
his
end would be good to
injury
help him
has
out.
changed him, where he's not the player he was.
I mean, he started off the
Statistically,
season.
he's still-
yeah,
he's
he's
still up
statistically,
there.
Dad,
The
he's still
numbers
a
is
top
like-
guy.
Oh yeah,
I want him to annihilate the other team.
Mm-hmm.
he should come out.
I want them to get to the quarterback. How many times did they get to the quarterback?
One time.
Once.
Well, they got to him a good number of times, but they bring him down. They only brought him down
Yes.
once.
Maybe he needs those like bat things, the bat fins, like Batman has.
There's ways
One
they can
move.
do it to have
Those are
somebody.
weapons.
Pretty sure that's outlawed. Yeah.
What?
or have
We
them-
saw the Dark Knight. We saw use them just cutting people up. You
have
can't
them
do that.
clear the way and have him
Not the Raiders.
in. They don't do that.
I like the 80s Raiders, the Oakland Raiders.
So,
Shout out. Isaiah
have I
Thomas.
given you enough? Or
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
You're
All right,
good.
Dad.
Crazy play.
I like that. Use Tesla, but get Tom Kennedy, TK85,
There
the
you go.
grittiest wide receiver out there. Get him a catch. That's Steve's crazy play of the game.
And-
Play that applause. Good job, Dad. We like it.
And then maybe have him TK gnawing on a piece of the turducken. Afterwards.
That would be great. But anyways, guys and gals and everybody else out there, thank you so much for tuning in to episode 13 of week 13 of the 2025 NFL season. Thanksgiving week. I'm thankful for all of you guys. I'm thankful for our subscribers. I'm thankful for our friends, family. I am thankful for our Detroit Lions. I don't know about you. Let's quickly sign out, everybody. What's something you're thankful for, Josh? Go ahead.
Oh, I just I can't wait for to see LaFleur over there pouting on the sidelines.
What are you thankful for, Lyle?
And thankful for the family. Can't wait to see everybody in Frankenmuth the Wednesday before. Molly, Tommy, get your swim trunks on, and then
And
Thursday,
keep 'em on, kids.
Yeah, and keep them on, please. And then Thursday, get ready for some pumpkin pie.
Dad, what are you thankful for, sir?
All my family and friends are all good people. That's what I'm thankful for. That they are all doing well and are good people.
Yeah. I'm thankful for you all. Thankful for my beautiful girlfriend, Kaylin. Thankful for my beautiful mother, all of our families, all of your kids, everyone on here, all you dads, and just this is the time of year we're getting towards the holiday season. It is Thanksgiving, a lot of division out there in the world. Just remember to be good people, love one another, protect one another, and beat the mother-loving Green Bay Packers. Thank you, everybody. One Pride. Have a great night. We'll see you next week. Happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
Did we do outside the barn?
We didn't.
Jake. I'm
outside the den, inside the barn. One Pride. Go Lions. We love you guys.
I'm thankful for post edits.
No, you gotta keep it.
Podcast over. Signing off tonight. Wyatt Intimation. Everything's alright. Tonight, Lions Nation, everything's alright.
Hey, I do think that we should come up with a Christmas song that we sing here, all of us.
Actually, a couple years ago, I wrote a bunch of them, if you remember. Yeah, it was Iffy Melifon Moo is the when he picked that.
We could do the